What's up, y'all? I want to take a little bit of time to talk about the Pike push-up, which is a great modification for a handstand push-up. I'm going to show you a couple of reps and then we'll talk about it. Three things you need to pay attention to. First of all, hands the width of your shoulders. Just like a handstand push-up, we're trying to create that tripod with our head and our hands. And the forehead is going to touch the floor in front of our hands. The second thing is we need to make sure that we are pressing through at the top. We're finishing that press at the top just like we would a push press. And the third thing is that we need to maintain higher hips. The biggest fault with this is allowing the hips to sink down, and it turns it into a regular push-up. I'll show you what that looks like. Really easy way to get set up in this is get set up in your downward dog position. Pull your hands down just slightly. Make sure that they are shoulder width apart, and then you go from there. Easier variation is to have further distance from your feet and your hands. Harder variation is going to pull that in. Your hips are going to be higher. I'll show you an example of that. And that's the Pike push-up on the floor. Now we're going to talk about the Pike push-up on the box. All rules apply. Tripod with the head and the hands. Forehead's going to come touch the floor in front of your hands. Still trying to keep your hips up high and still bringing your head through at the top like you're finishing a press. I'm going to show you two different variations. In that first variation, feet were closer to the very edge of the box. Hips were high, hands were shoulder width apart, touching my forehead to the floor. The nice thing about this is that it adds a little bit more weight, and this is a good progression from the Pike push-up on the floor. To make it a little bit more difficult, more challenging, scoot your hands closer towards the box. That second variation, feet were all the way flat against the wall. That gives me something to drive against, but it also allows me to get even more weight stacked over my shoulders, making it more difficult. These are great progressions to you getting strict handstand push-ups, kipping handstand push-ups, along with our wall walks and handstand holds. Try it out on your next workout.